Hello everyone, welcome again to your YouTube channel, IELTS by Neil. Today we are going to discuss 5 reasons why you are not scoring high in IELTS listening. So as we all know, IELTS exam have 4 sections: listening, reading, writing and speaking. Today we are going to talk about listening. So in listening section, you have 40 questions in total. Okay, and you have 30 minutes audio track, so you will hear an audio track while you have to write the answers at the same time, and you get 10 minutes extra to transfer your answers. That is only on paper based exam. In computer based, you do not get these 10 minutes. So while you're listening to the audio track, you have to write the answers of the questions. Okay, so let's see what are the reasons that are stopping you from getting the best score that you can in your listening section. So I'm going to be discussing 5 reasons today. Okay, before that, let's talk about the real challenges in listening. So these are the 3 challenges that you face in listening. So first one is understanding the accent. Like, you have to understand the accent, because most of the students, they do not understand the accent, and because of that they miss some words, or they do not understand some of the information or some of the sentences. Okay, so for that you need to do more practice, and you need to listen podcast. Okay, practice of listening exercises, and you need to listen podcast. So you need to make your ears familiar or used to of listening English again and again and again for different accents. Okay, so first one is accent. We can solve it with practice and listen to podcast. Number 2 is listen and write at the same time. So this is one of the main challenge, that while the audio track is playing, you have to write the answers. So basically you have to be multitasking over here. Okay, so how are we gonna improve the multitasking? Again, it comes to practice. So you need to do at least 1 or 2 listening exercises every day to solve this problem and this problem. And also, audio is played only once. This is also a major challenge. If you miss the question or if you miss the information, you have missed it forever. It will never come back. You do not get the comfort of listening to the audio again. Okay, so remember this. That's why we always say, if you ever miss the question in IELTS listening, just move on to the next one. Do not stick to the question trying to find out or trying to think about the answer. Okay, because if you stick to that question, the chances are that you will miss all the next questions. Okay, so if you miss a question, that's okay. Take a deep breath, move on to the next one. Do not panic. Okay, so these are the 3 things you need to master before you sit in the IELTS exam. Okay, now let's begin with the 5 reasons. So our first reason is looking for exact match. Most of the students, what they do is they look for the exact words, they look for the exact information. Okay, however, you have to realize that it really happens that you will get exact words as asked in the questions. So whatever the words you have used in the questions, the chances are that they are not going to be in the audio track. Okay, you will have synonyms or it will be paraphrased. You have to be ready with both things. For example, was Daniel excited and happy? So this is a question, like, was Daniel excited and was he happy? Okay, the audio track, you might hear that Daniel was at cloud 9 when he was doing something. Okay, so was at cloud 9, so this means excited and happy. Okay, so my point is, you don't have to look for the words excited and happy. You have to look for the information and the meaning of the information. Okay, again, the tip for this is look for the paraphrased information, look for the synonyms being used. So do not look for the exact match. Okay, this is the point number one, like why you're not scoring. Okay, you are looking for the exact match, but it never happens. 1 in 1,000 times it will happen. Okay, so look for the synonyms, look for the paraphrased, okay, and look for the meaning of the information, not the words. Do not fall for the words, fall for the meaning of the information. Okay, moving on to the next one. The next point is not identifying the distractors. Okay, now what are the distractors? So basically, in the normal language, we call distractor, which is distracting us from getting to where we are trying to. Again, the students, they do not identify the distractor. So distractors are the words or phrases which are in the audio. Okay, you will hear the distractors in the audio to distract you from getting the right information or correct answer. Okay, for example, let me explain you with example. It will be clear to you what are distractors. Number one, where will Alex live? Okay, so this is a question, for example, in the audio PDF. Okay, and in the audio track, the speaker will say, right now Alex is living in Melbourne. Before, he used to live in Sydney. However, he's planning to live in Perth the next year. So the speaker have used all the three cities, number one, number two, number three. Okay, so do not get confused. You have to understand the meaning of the sentence or the meaning of the information that is being said. So Alex right now is living in Melbourne. Before, he used to live in Sydney, and now he'll be living in Perth next year. Next year means in future. Okay, and here the question is, where will Alex live? Where will in the future. So correct answer would be C. Okay, so again, do not fall for any keywords. Make sure that you are understanding the information and you are giving the answers accordingly. So these are the distractors, Melbourne and Sydney. Okay, if you hear them in audio track, it means they're distractor. Okay, now next one. Sometimes what happen, they tell you name. Okay, what's your name? And in the audio track you will hear, okay, my name is Thompson. And again, in the next sentence he will say Thompson without a P. So Thompson is spelled here without a P, means no P. So if you write this Thompson here with a P, you will get 0. And if you write this one here, you will get the score. Okay, so make sure that you are listening to each and every sentence correctly. Same goes with a contact number. Okay, so whenever they give you contact numbers, for example, they give 040 and in the end they say 898, and again in the next sentence they'll say, oh sorry, the last 3 digits were 798, not 898. So this is the correct one. Okay, if you write this one, you're going to lose the score. Okay, so you have to be very careful with the information. So these are the distractors, which distract you from getting the right answer. So you need to identify the distractor, and you can do that only by understanding the information. Let's move on to the third point. The third point is not caring about spellings and grammar. This is very, very important. Spellings and grammar. Although you have found the answer, you have written the answer, but the spellings are wrong, you're not gonna get the score. This is true. So spellings are very crucial in IELTS listening. You will lose the score if your spellings are not correct. So please make sure the spellings are always correct. Just double check the spelling. Okay, whenever the writer tells you any special spellings, look for the special spellings, or whenever the writer tells you any phone number or any number. Okay, so you need to be careful with that. Spellings and grammar are very important. So this was my point number 3. My next point is not attempting all questions. Okay, some of the students, I've seen them, what they do is if they miss the question, they don't bother to go back and attempt the question. Rather, I would suggest whenever you miss the question, okay, I would say just make a guess. You never know, you might get the answer correct. Okay, and the good thing is that you're not gonna lose any score for the wrong question. Okay, so even if the answer is wrong, it's not going to affect your score. Okay, so just make sure you guess the question if you haven't attempted the questions. Okay, just make a guess answer. See, even if you missed the question, don't stick to it. Just go back to the question when you have 30 minutes to check your answers. Okay, and here you do not get penalized for the wrong answer, so make sure you attempt all the 40 questions. Okay, next one is not being careful when transferring the answers to the final answer sheet. Okay, I've seen many students, what they do is they will write the answers in the question paper. Okay, and while transferring to the main answer sheet, for example answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they will make a mistake by writing answer number 5 instead of 6, answer number 7 instead of 5. So this is a very blunder mistake. Okay, because although your questions are right, your answers are right, but you're not going to get the score because your numbering is not right. Okay, so you have to take care of your numbering. So make sure you write the answer number 5 at place of 5, answer number 6 as place of 6. This is just an example. Okay, so be careful while transferring the answers to the final answer sheet. All the answers should be written in front of the correct answer numbers. Okay, just a quick rewind. 5 reasons why you cannot get a good score in IELTS listening section. Number 1, you are looking for the exact word. Okay, look for the synonyms, I would say. Number 2, you need to identify the distractor. Okay, you have to listen to the audio track carefully to identify the distractor. Spellings, number 3. Okay, number 4, need to attempt all questions. Okay, and the last one is numbering. Needs to be very careful with the numbering. Okay, so I hope these tips will help you in your IELTS listening section. If you have any questions related to the IELTS preparation, please do let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for your time.